Welcome to New Stripe City, a YouTube channel for diehard Bengals fans. I'm your host, Ace Boogie, and I wanted to do a video because it's crazy to me and it's almost mind-boggling. And I brought this up on the AFC North Talk. If you're not following that show, please be sure to check that out on YouTube. But why isn't the matchup about Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson being talked about, right? These are two guys, Heisman winning quarterbacks, guys that had amazing seasons in college and are currently both having amazing seasons and have had, obviously, with Lamar with the MVP season. That's way leaps and bounds of what Joe Burrow has accomplished. But Joe Burrow is also accomplishing historic things at his point. And I feel like this should have been a game that was flexed or something like that. Now, I get it. My Bengals are 1-2-1. That's not the optics that I'm looking for here. I'm talking about the gravity of it being Lamar Jackson, current, returning MVP from last season, versus Joe Burrow. I mean, this is about the quarterbacks. When you saw the whole marquee matchup of Mahomes versus LJ, and I'm not saying that Joe Burrow is on that level right now, but he is a huge draw. This was the same guy that was shown in, I believe, an Instagram post that the NFL came out with right before the season, and he was one of the only people on that thing. Now, mind you, everyone else on that thing, like that they showed, were marquee superstar players. They had Joe Burrow on there. So obviously, he's one of the hottest topics going into the season. And why not take two of the hottest guys right now in terms of play-wise, in terms of, people that know them and familiarity? Why not have them play on a stage that's more than just a 1 o'clock game? I think a lot of people are sleeping on how good this matchup is going to be. I think that it's going to be the story of this game. I think that it's going to be an exciting game to watch. I think Vegas and some of these guys have it wrong. You may think that I'm just a homer. I'm just thinking of it from the fact that Joe Burrow doesn't really play like a rookie. Lamar Jackson going into a season right after that, doing very well. These guys have played pretty good football. Both of them have. Lamar Jackson right now, 769 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 235 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. Obviously, he's put together a string of impressive victories. He's 3-1. Burrow, on the other hand, 3 straight games of 300 yards. Even John Harbaugh said that that was impressive, and he thought that he would be a good quarterback coming in. They actually did look at him, and the Bengals' old wide receiver coach, James Urban, actually scouted Burrow as well. So they are familiar with him. But Joe Burrow right now, 1,121 yards, 65% completion percentage, 7 touchdowns total, 2 interceptions, which really aren't really interceptions, honestly. But these are 2 top-flight quarterbacks, and this is going to be a crazy game. They have 2 different styles, but they have a ton of respect for each other. Like, I looked up some stuff between the two, and Lamar Jackson, they asked him about Joe Burrow, and while he was in college, the first thing that he said was that he knew that after he beat Bama that he was going to go on and win the Heisman, and he knew that he was going to win the national championship. Now, he thought that he may have some issues with Clemson since Lamar played them twice, but obviously he has a ton of respect for Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow this week, they asked him about it, and he said that he's excited to compete against him. And he says, obviously, he's one of the best in the league right now. And going back to the last 2-3 years, he's been unbelievable. He's fun to watch. And he said that sometimes when he watched the teams that plays Lamar, he catches himself watching Lamar more than watching the defense that he's studying for. And he has to go back and rewatch games because it's like, shoot, I just watched Lamar the whole time. I didn't get anything out of an hour of tape. He's an unbelievable player, and I'm excited to compete against him. Like, he had a ton of praise for Lamar Jackson, which he should. And now Lamar praised him in college, but now that they're in the same division, his tone has changed a little bit. But he did say that he does like Joe Burrow's game, and he's seen that he's broken records in consecutive weeks, and he said that that's pretty dope, but I don't wish him any success against us. I do want to win this game. So, spoken like a true competitor, Lamar is coming into this game. But as you can see, these guys have a ton of respect for each other. They clearly follow each other. They clearly are fans of each other, and it's going to be a dope matchup. I think that this is really going to be the showcase of possibly the 2 best quarterbacks in the AFC North right now, and that's no shot against either of the other guys. I'm just talking about strictly right now for what we've seen through this. I'm not incorporating, Big Ben's. I'm not trying to hate on Big Ben or anything right now, but Joe Burrow is the hot young thing that's popping right now. And him coming off of a victory and finally tasting what that's like and coming against this Baltimore defense coming in to this game, I think the Bengals team in general, they had this one marked on the calendar. And you have to think that this should be a game that should be on the national schedule. Like, am I wrong for thinking that? Like, please let me know. Like, even Ravens fans, right? If you're watching this video, how was this not a game that was on the docket? It just doesn't make sense to me. And, with those two guys in this game, I think that you had to have made something happen, but they're not going to do it. So there's no sense in crying over spoiled milk, but I can't wait to see this game. And even if you're not a fan of either of these teams, I think that you should pay attention to this game. Like, if your team's on a bye week, you might want to watch this game because these are going to be two top 10 currently ranked right now quarterbacks. They're going to be going at it, and it's going to be interesting to see how each of these guys maneuver through both of these teams. Now, Lamar Jackson has had highlight plays on the Bengals in the past, and I've already seen the pundits just far away are giving this to the Ravens, and that's fine. That's fine. But the one thing that you have to realize is that Cincinnati's been preparing for this game. If you look at all of the moves that they made in the offseason, they were made with the Ravens in mind and Lamar Jackson in mind. So there's not going to be something where they can actually stop him, but they've put themselves, I think, in a better position of being able to do that with the guys that they've had, and they're not going to stop him. You can only hope to contain Lamar Jackson because he's a great player, but it's going to be interesting to see how aggressive the offense is and how these two styles go against each other, right? Because the Lamar Jackson offense and the Ravens offense, they've really gotten used to really playing with the lead. They're really aggressive. They come and they hit you, and they may not pass for a bunch of yards, right? But they are going to score. They're going to run. They're going to have electric plays. They're going to make sure they put up points, and we got to see if Joe Burrow can do it. Now, think about the other matchup that just happened a few weeks ago: Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson. That lived up to some of the hype. I mean, I think if the Bengals actually would have, and I'm not going to say that because that actually made the game exciting because it was so close. But if the Bengals defense would have given him anything, it would have been more of an exciting finish for the Bengals from their standpoint. But this guy threw like 61 passes in that game, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Baker came to play in that game too. Don't get it twisted. Baker had a pretty good game against the Bengals as well. And the whole thing was about Joe Burrow versus Baker Mayfield. Now imagine that with Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. See, this is what I'm thinking, and I just find it. Now, I don't always listen to, and maybe that is something that's out there, right? But I haven't heard much of it. I haven't seen much of it on Twitter, and I think that a lot of people are sleeping on this, right? Because when it comes to those matchups, Deshaun versus Lamar, when it comes to those matchups that we've seen highlighted, if it was Brady versus Lamar, it's probably highlighted. This should be one of those, and I think that this is going to be a new wrinkle to the rivalry of the Bengals and Ravens, and there's a respectful rivalry for sure. And I mean, they have the right now to feel confident going into this game. But I think that this adds another chapter and wrinkle to it when you've got all these Heisman quarterbacks playing in the same division, and it's raising the level of the AFC. It's of the AFC North, in particular, because usually this division has been known for really the defenses and the ground and pound, and that's still part of it, right? But now we've got these top flight quarterbacks that are running around this division, and that's what's going to make this so entertaining. That's why this should have been a marquee game. That's why we should have had the best announcers talking about this game, not because of the two teams themselves. It's a division rivalry, and then you have two quarterbacks of the future that are both hot right now. There was no better time than to put this, even though we have the primetime game against Ben Roethlisberger. That's cool. I mean, it's the Steelers. They have a huge fan base. Ravens have a huge fan base. But the thing is, Ben Roethlisberger right now, his name is not as hot as Lamar Jackson coming off of a MVP season, coming off of a Madden cover, coming off of that. And then like Joe Burrow's just like the most, like everyone knows who Joe Burrow is. Even if you don't play football or like football or know about football, you know who Joe Burrow is. You probably know who Lamar Jackson is. You know who both of those guys are. So to me, I just feel like the NFL missed a big moment here. And maybe if they don't do this one, maybe the next matchup, if this one lives up to the hype, if it's not a blowout, if it's a close game and these guys go out and perform and it's exciting, maybe we'll see that. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. We're doing giveaways here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate that. My brother Zim Hude also started a YouTube channel. Be sure to check him out there. We've got tons of content that we hit you with, whether it's the game plan, whether it's the Hugh interview, whether it's the Carl Lawson interview. We're doing a lot of stuff here. We appreciate your support. And also, if you want to support the channel, click on the links in the description. I'm sorry. We've got all kinds of stuff there. Fanatics, we partner with them. You're looking for any kind of authentic jerseys, t-shirts, cups, all kind of stuff, socks, whatever you're looking for. They've got it there. Please be sure to use my link because it helps grow the channel. And we also have some of our sponsors in there, the Bad Boy Membership Club. Please be sure to check them out. And yeah, man, we just appreciate you guys. And we're going to get some membership started soon. And so what that will be is I will have some of this content available only to those exclusive members. And that means that you can ask me anything you want, any kind of topic you want me to do a video on, I'll do it, all kind of stuff like that. So that's for the members only. We're getting that program started. So there's all different type of price, all different types of packages there. We got all type of things involved in that, and I'll be doing a video to explain each level. But yeah, man, I truly appreciate you guys pushing the Bengals culture forward, and that's what I'm here for, and that's what my aim is to do. Stay tuned on the lookout because next week on the Orange is the New Black podcast, we're going to have another guest, yet another one. I'm not going to reveal it. Yeah, that's why you should follow me and Zim on Twitter at New Stripe City as Zim Hude. He's going to drop some of those hints. You guys know how he does. Zim's going to Zim, but we got someone coming. We got someone coming. If you like mustaches, you might like this one. That's all I'll say. So as usual, I'm going to leave you guys with a Hude all day, every day, and especially on Sunday.
He gave his rookie-laden Bengals a high mark as they passed from the kindergarten of preseason to the first grade of regular league play.
Cincinnati's best came in the first quarter, the first time they had the ball. Quarterback Dewey Warren and fullback Tom Smiley combined for Cincinnati's first pass completion.
Bengal founder Paul Brown fashioned this novel design. As new to the game today as the forward pass was a century ago.
Montana dragged down at the 31-yard line.
In 1996, the Bengals finished strong and finished right.
Touchdown! Yes! You tell you what, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. We got to bow to Corey Dillon.
Bulldog from the 32 with Mixon in the backfield. It's Dalton out to Mixon. He's got some room.
It's Mixon diving up and
We're gonna hammer home competition, preparation, and diligence in everything we do.
It's a new year, same old question. How do you stop 85?
They're looking down the field for the home run ball. It's 4.